Hi, everybody. This is Tim Brown, and we're going to talk about uh, problem-based learning. We covered in an article this week about problem-based learning, and this article was written by Elaine HJU and Karen Go. And project-based or problem-based learning or project-based learning is something that I'm a little familiar with because where I work with Navy College, we use project management, problem solving, team cohesiveness, team building, and we identify problems, come up with viable solutions, put all of our ideas together to come up with one usable solution, and then develop that through cooperation and collaboration as team members, as teams, and we gather together to do that. I just finished working with a problem-based learning system. We developed a remote counseling uh, system or form. And so we had to come up with the guidelines. First, we had to identify the problem. And the problem was that we had sailors that may not necessarily have access to current technology because of their dislocated location, where they're located at or what they're doing, and have to do a manual form in order to request tuition assistance. And so we had to come up with a way, okay, well, who falls within this category and what questions need to be asked? How do they submit it? Where do they submit it? How does this form reach the hands of a counselor so that we can do a remote counseling through a printed form? And so what kind of questions? So it's an actual real problem because you have certain sailors that are not on board ship and not in a base, and they are in a remote location where there may not necessarily be internet, but they have email capability, or they possibly may have to mail the form in. So these are real problems, and that's what problem-based learning is. It's gathering of a certain group of students together to identify a problem and come up with viable solutions to solve that problem or to address an issue. And there are so many different lessons, especially in the area that I work in, on what is a better way to counsel. How do we do virtual counseling? So from my work perspective, that would be a lesson to develop on how to better do virtual counseling and what techniques or methods or technological tools do we need. Now, what's really cool about problem-based learning is it teaches critical thinking skills. It teaches you how to do problem solving. It teaches you how to do project management. And it brings together different people with different ideas and different values and different beliefs and different ways of doing things. So what one student may not know, another student will know how to do that. So it's a bringing together a collaboration of ideas and solutions to come up with a viable problem. Now, with history, which is my forte, one of the problems is how do we teach, and this is a problem that we actually are facing today, how do we teach history to the students that are not at school, not in high school? How do we come up with a way to teach the lessons that we need to teach to them? Because you're going to run into some issues with the schools that have been shut down and the opportunities and milestones that high school students are missing out. And I totally relate to that because I focus on and have focused on secondary education. So there are going to be students that don't have internet capability. There are going to be students that don't have particular devices that need in order to get lessons. So how do we get this information? This is a real problem. It's going to take several educators to put their heads together to come up with possible solutions and then test those solutions to see which one is going to be a good work for solving the issue. And that's really what problem-based learning is all about. And that's what these authors have covered in that. And that's my viewpoint of what problem-based learning is. It does have some pitfalls, and not all the team members are going to equally put enough effort in. So it is a challenge. It requires a lot of mediation, a lot of mentoring, a lot of cooperation, and a lot of monitoring to make sure that everything is being kept on an even base so that every student is being an active contributor as well as staying on track to be able to actually come up with a viable solution to a known problem. And that's what problem-based learning is all about. So you come at it from different angles and you come up with different solutions, and just remember that it's a way of not just thinking inside the box, but also thinking outside of the box and coming up with new and innovative ways to do that. That's what we're doing right here. So now I'm right here, and I'm going to show you a couple of things real quick because I'm going to run out of time, and I don't want to do that. This is one of the areas that I highlighted here. This is on Edutopia, and this is an article that was written by John McCarthy. And so he identifies some group dynamics, some issues there. And then we also talk about project management. This is on the Project Management Institute. So what is project management? It talks about how we do this. This is a temporary, and that's exactly what problem-based learning is. It's temporary, bringing together a small team to solve something. And so that's what project management is. This is the criteria that a teacher should be following to make sure that the team is on track and moving forward to be successful in their assignment. Like I said, it does cover problem-solving skills, and it helps to design and develop these problem-solving skills. This comes from a Microsoft search. You can find this. So this is going to be the Balanced Careers here, and then it has some other necessary things. I try to stay away from Wikipedia because that's just a bunch of people throwing their ideas together, and sometimes it's not real well fact-based. So that's what this is all about, and I just am looking forward to this class and doing some brainstorming and coming up with ideas and solutions, especially during this COVID-19, to help students be able to continue their education, because I think students are going to be out of the schools for quite a while, and so this is a real problem, and we need to work together to make a viable solution to help technology fill the gaps that are out there. All right? Again, this is Tim Brown coming to you live and direct. Well, not so live, but recorded and direct from Virginia Beach. You guys have a great day. We'll see you later. Bye now.